So I decided to pull out another one of my Wish.com soldering kits, and this one seemed appropriate given the season. It has 3 boards, some random components, and some instructions that are not in English. I sorted out the components and began working on the base. The first thing was a USB micro port, which is unfortunate because I don't think I've got a USB micro cable. Then it was this really nifty spring switch that has a very satisfying click to it. Once that was attached, it was time to start on the first piece of the tree, so I started by putting on the resistors and just getting them soldered in. There's nothing too fancy here. All of these are standard through-hole components that we know and love. There's no surface mount components anywhere on here. Next up was the transistors, and there were a surprising number of these for this thing. And there's some capacitors as well. Given their proximity to the transistors, I'm suspecting that there's probably some oscillators going on this thing, which means the LEDs are probably going to blink. And speaking of the LEDs, there are a boatload of them, so I went ahead and got them soldered in as well. Now this bad boy was a mistake. I should not have put him on yet until after I got both parts of the circuit board put together. I'll have to remove it later so that I can get both parts of the tree put together. I screwed in these standoffs, which act as the feet for the base, and then I moved on to the second half of the Christmas tree. I won't bore you with it, it's pretty much the same thing as the first half of the Christmas tree. So anyway, once I got all that soldered on, it was time to put both pieces together, but of course I have to remove that top LED, which of course I break trying to get off. The corners of the tree have these pads that you have to bridge to complete the circuit, so I went ahead and did those, and then I resoldered the top LED on to be the topper. Finally, I soldered the tree to the base, and it is done. This thing flashes a lot, so you might want to scroll past if you're sensitive to that. And here we go. Holy smokes, this thing is like a little rave in the shape of a Christmas tree. It was almost worth the trip I had to make to Walmart to buy a mini USB cable.